Getting a consumer camera in 2023? Is it worth it? This is the not so special Canon SX230. Yes, it's not a special camera, but you might want to get one of these kinds of cameras. Da, 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 da. So, is it worth it to buy a consumer camera like this one in 2023? The answer is no and yes. No, because the chance is that your smartphone camera is better than most consumer cameras like this one. But at the same time, we also acknowledge that not all people have the latest smartphone model with its very capable cameras. Many of us, like me, are just keeping a smartphone as a means of a tool to communicate and do social media. I don't really take photos a lot with my smartphone. In that case, if you feel that your smartphone camera is not really that great and you need a camera just to document your daily life, taking random photos just to keep memories of places or people in your life, getting a consumer camera might not be a bad choice. If you have been following this channel, you might notice that what I photograph is mostly my surroundings, places that I go, my workplace, my room, my home, streets that I pass every day, buses that I always take, train stations, or some weird or interesting scene that I want to capture just for the sake of documenting it. Of course, I can just take photos of those things with my smartphone, but I don't feel that confident using my smartphone to take photos. My smartphone camera is not that great, and for me, a smartphone is a smartphone. It's not a dedicated tool for taking photos, if that makes sense. Or maybe it's just me. So in that situation, a small consumer camera like this one might be a good idea. You know what? I think it is better to hold a camera while socializing than to hold a smartphone. The only thing that you can do with a camera is just taking photos or videos, while you can do a whole lot of different things with your smartphone. At least for me, sometimes holding a smartphone while socializing makes me prone to be distracted by its many different functions. Well, yes, both cameras and smartphones can be distracting, but a small guy like this Canon SX230 might not hurt you much. So I think the main function of these consumer cameras is just to document our daily life and not to be picky in terms of scenes that you want to take photos of. You just want to freeze the moment so you can make stories about those photos in the future, maybe 10, 20, or even 30 years later. Stories that we can tell to our next generation. Just keeping those memories accumulated, not really worrying about the composition, lighting condition, just documenting. I don't think that kind of idea is possible with smartphones, simply because it is not a dedicated camera, while this little guy will obviously do the job. There are tons of options for consumer camera out there. You can just pick one of them in any brand. For me, I have this Canon SX230 and the Fujifilm X-Q1. I had a Nikon 3700, which I think is also a great lightweight consumer camera. Extremely handy in any situation given its small size. Unfortunately, I sold it since I am starting to collect too many cameras. I think any type of consumer camera will do good. My advice is just go with the cheaper one. The goal is just to have a dedicated, reliable tool to document our daily life. Some of the brands, of course, are a bit more popular than the other just for the sake of their sleek design. Well, it's just a matter of preference. This Canon SX230, for example, is quite decent. You have a massive 14 times zoom. For me, as I love to experiment with colors, I think the custom color settings in this one is my favorite. Sometimes I like muted colors, sometimes I like to make my photo a bit punchy. You also have different white balance settings. to experiment with. Though this camera does not have a white balance shift setting, I think that is not a problem, since the main purpose of this camera is just to take random photos in our daily basis. All of the photos that you see in this video are straight out of this camera JPEGs. So is it worth it to buy a consumer camera like this one in 2023? Well, my final answer is yes. Though our smartphones might take way better photos with this little guy, we have a dedicated tool to take random moments in our daily life. What do you think? Does that make any sense? Maybe not. And that's cool too. So I think that's it. If you want more top secret hacks and tricks to transform your ancient cameras into Hollywood superstars, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to join me on this photographic roller coaster. Until next time, keep snapping and keep it budget tight. Au revoir.